The Arizona desert doesn't care who you are. Out past Yuma, where the Colorado River bends low and the wind gnaws on the bones of an old bridge, 3 Marines lie broken, bound, gagged, wrists cut raw, left beneath twisted steel like forgotten cargo. Travis Mercer, their leader, bleeds slow from a torn leg. Marcus Reed drifts in and out, breath shallow. Chris Navarro stirs, gag muffling a groan. Above them, the stars blink without mercy. Night is not a friend here. It takes heat, then it takes hope. The world doesn't know they're missing. No sirens, no backup, just silence. And yet, from the desert's edge, something stirs. Not a soldier, not a rescuer, but a scarred German shepherd with a limp, running like he's been called to a mission only heaven could give. Rex has known this silence before. A war dog once, trained to track what men could not. He was retired after bullets chewed his hind leg, but instinct doesn't retire. Tonight, the air tastes wrong. He lifts his head from the dirt lot, ears twisting like antennae. Blood, sweat, nylon cord. It's out there, riding the cold. He paces, muscles trembling, and then the fence gives way beneath his weight. Behind him, the small yard and warm porch fall quiet. Ahead, the desert opens like a book written in scent and sound. His gait hitches on the old wound, but every stride pounds deeper into the earth. There is no leash now, no voice commanding him forward, only the invisible line of duty burned into his chest. Something waits in the darkness, and Rex is running to meet it.
Back at the little stucco house, Emily Carter sees it happen. A flash of sable fur, a gap torn in the wire, and her dog gone into the horizon without looking back. 11 years old, freckled cheeks, hair tangled from the desert wind. She knows this isn't just chasing rabbits. Rex never runs like that. She grabs her grandfather's medic satchel, the one that smells of iodine and dust, and hugs it close. Her lips tremble, but her prayer is steady. Lord, guide him. And if I'm meant to follow, guide me too. She pulls on boots too big, slips out the back before her grandfather notices. The desert doesn't frighten her the way silence does. If Rex is gone, then she must go too. And so a child steps into the night, carrying faith in place of fear. The desert holds its own language, and Rex knows every letter. Sagebrush scrapes his belly, gravel spits beneath his pads. His nostrils flare, drinking the wind like water. Blood is in it, faint but sharp, mixed with rust and oil. He angles, corrects, runs harder. Coyotes watch from the shadows but do not follow. Something about him warns them off. His old wound nags with each push, but pain is background now. He is no stray chasing shadows. He is a soldier without uniform, a guardian without orders. His tail cuts the air like a compass needle, his eyes bright with purpose. The trail pulls him forward, faster than the night itself. Far behind, a small figure follows, stumbling but determined. 2 paths, one human, one animal, converging toward a place forgotten by men, but not yet forgotten by God.
Yuma has gone to sleep. Porch lights fade. Radios click off. The hum of swamp coolers dies. On the edge of town, the old Colorado River Bridge crouches like a rusted spine. Folks don't talk about it anymore. Just an abandoned pass, a relic no one fixes. But the land remembers. The wind still sings through its beams. The river below laps like a slow heartbeat. And under its ribs, 3 Marines breathe against the weight of silence. Every small sound, a drip, a rock sliding, feels louder than prayer. Yet prayer is all that's left. In town, no one sees. But heaven has not turned its face. The same God who numbers stars knows where these men lie, and He is already moving. Not in thunder, not in engines, but in a steady heartbeat of a limping dog on a mission. Travis Mercer blinks against darkness that pulses in and out. His leg is twisted, pants stiff with blood. He tries to remember his brother's face, but pain washes it away. Marcus Reed leans against him, breath uneven, lips split, eyelids fluttering. Chris Navarro, the one who always joked, has gone silent. Rope cuts their wrists deep, nylon biting until fingers swell. Each man carries duty heavy as chains, yet all duty feels useless when the body is failing. The desert cold tightens like a noose. Travis knows hypothermia when it begins, the numbness creeping, the mind slowing. He's seen soldiers not come back from this. He prays a prayer too weak to speak. Don't let this be the end, not like this. He closes his eyes, and for a moment, it feels like the last. Then, paws scrape stone above.
Rex slides under the bridge, no sweeping. The smell is everywhere now. Iron, fear, blood soaked into dust. He circles, hackles lifting, tail stiff. His ears catch faint groans, shallow breaths. He presses close to Travis's chest, heat against cold. He noses wounds, licks blood, works like the medic dog he once was. He growls once, not at the men, but at the night itself. He tests the rope with his teeth, pulling, grinding, a low rumble in his throat. Threads give a little. His body shifts to block the wind, to share what heat he can. The Marines don't understand yet, but hope has paws pressed into their ribs. Rex does not stop moving, does not stop working. This isn't instinct, it's mission. And tonight, it's a mission carved straight into the marrow of his soul. Emily's boots slide on gravel as she descends into the ravine. Her flashlight shakes, beam catching weeds and stone. She sees them, 3 men, bigger than life, smaller than death. Soldiers. Her heart seizes, but then she remembers her grandfather's hands showing hers how to wrap bandages, how to count a pulse. Don't freeze, Emily. Act. She whispers his words now. Jesus, help me think. She drops to her knees, bag spilling open. Gauze, water, heat packs. She pulls her jacket off and spreads it across Chris Navarro's chest, then presses her hand to Marcus's neck. A beat, weak, but there. She looks at Travis. His eyes flutter, catch hers, widen as if he cannot believe a child has walked into this nightmare. She doesn't flinch. I found you, she says softly, and I'm not leaving.
The bridge moans above, iron groaning as the desert air shifts from warm to knife-edge cold. Emily feels it bite her fingers but works anyway, cracking a chemical warmer with numb hands. She tucks it under Marcus's arm, whispers a verse, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death." The men stir faintly, responding not to words they understand, but to the certainty in her voice. Travis jerks once, gasping. She leans close. "Don't you give up." The desert swallows her small voice, but God hears it. She fumbles for her knife, starts sawing at nylon ties biting into Chris's wrists. Rex stands over her, eyes glowing in the dark, ears swiveling at each whisper of wind. For the first time since she left her yard, Emily feels less like a child and more like a soldier. Rex presses against Travis again, sharing heat. He noses along the ropes, gnawing, spitting fibers. The smell of infection rises from the man's leg wound, sour and metallic. Rex remembers this. Different dust, different voices, but the same fight for life. His scar pulls when he shifts, but he ignores it. Emily glances at him,
Their eyes lock, and something wordless passes. He is no pet tonight, he is a partner. Together they work, the child cutting, the dog pulling. Travis groans, the sound raw but alive. Rex barks once, short, sharp, demanding attention from a god he has no words for but knows in his marrow. The bark echoes against the bridge, ricocheting into the night. Hope has a sound, and tonight it comes with teeth and fur.
Travis stirs, his eyelids twitch like heavy curtains in the wind, then part just enough to let the smallest flicker of awareness through. He feels fur against his arm, warm, insistent, alive. For hours there had been nothing but cold and silence, but now there's movement, breath, presence. Emily leans closer, 2 fingers pressed to his neck. "You're still here," she whispers, almost pleading, almost praising. The gag muffles his reply, but his eyes say what his mouth cannot. "Don't stop." His boot shifts weakly, heel scraping against stone. Emily notices. She nods quickly, heart racing. "Okay, stay with me. We'll get you through." Above them, the bridge creaks and the desert inhales. For the first time all night, survival feels closer than death. Emily steadies her light and sees the full picture. 3 men bound like discarded dolls, blood on their uniforms, wrists cut raw. It looks worse than anything her 11-year-old mind could imagine, but instead of freezing, she whispers a prayer. "Lord, don't let me see soldiers. Let me see people who need me." Her knees scuff on stone as she crawls toward Marcus. She presses her ear to his chest, hears a faint thud, and breathes relief. Chris stirs, gag muffling a groan. Then she feels eyes on her. Travis, half-conscious, staring with disbelief that a child has walked into this graveyard. Emily meets his gaze with one thought in her chest. If I run, they die. She grips the knife harder. "I found you," she says. "I'm not leaving."
Emily's fingers are clumsy from the cold, but her will is iron. She saws at Marcus's bindings, rope fibers biting her skin. "Hold on," she murmurs, though he cannot hear. Rex circles close, growling at the knots, as though he too wants to tear them apart. Finally, the cord frays, snaps, and Marcus's hands collapse forward, limp but free. Emily grabs gauze, wrapping wrists rubbed purple. She remembers her grandfather's voice. "A medic doesn't panic. You act, then you pray." She does both, her lips moving while her hands work. The desert wind lashes her hair, tries to scare her small heart, but she stays. One Marine freed isn't a rescue, but it is a beginning. For a moment, hope is something you can feel, in the weight of rope falling away. Emily kneels in the dirt, blood on her hands that is not her own. She looks at Rex, then at the 3 broken bodies around her, and for the first time, fear threatens to break through. She bows her head. "God, I'm just a kid, but use me tonight." Her whisper rises with the dust swirling in the canyon air. When she lifts her head, resolve replaces trembling. She pulls a thermal pack from her bag, tucks it beneath Travis's arm. His eyes flutter, catch hers and hold. No words, but enough. She grips his boot, remembering the shift she saw earlier. Tugging it loose, she finds a hidden seam in the heel. A click, a compartment, a small plastic-wrapped drive, evidence. She gasps, realizing she has stumbled into something far bigger than a rescue.
Emily stares at the object in her palm, a USB drive, wrapped tight, hidden deep. She doesn't know what's on it, but she knows it matters. Travis coughs weakly, eyes sharp for a second. He rasps through the gag, almost nothing but air. Proof. The word chills her. Proof of what? She doesn't know. But she tucks the drive inside her jacket, close to her chest, a secret between them. She pats his shoulder gently. "I've got it. You rest." The desert feels heavier now, like enemies unseen still breathe nearby. She hears her grandfather's old warning. Secrets draw wolves. Rex presses against her knee, nose lifted, ears twitching at the shadows. Emily realizes they aren't just racing time against the cold. They're holding something men might kill for, and she is now its keeper. The desert turns cruel as midnight deepens. Emily's fingers ache, her breath cuts sharp, her flashlight beam grows weak. Marcus has gone limp, too still. She touches his face, shakes him lightly. "No, no, stay with me." His lips are blue. She drops to her knees, pressing both hands to his chest. "God, don't let him go." Her tears fall, hot against skin that is freezing. Rex whines low, nudging Marcus's arm, refusing to accept silence. Emily cracks another thermal pack, slides it beneath his shirt, wraps gauze tighter around his wrists. She remembers her grandfather teaching her how to check for pulse at the neck. She finds it, thin, thread-like, but there. Relief surges like fire. She sobs once, then sets her jaw. She will not let the cold win. Not tonight, not under her watch.
Rex growls deep, teeth sinking into nylon cord around Chris's wrists. He gnaws, yanks, spits fibers, then bites again. His gums bleed, but he doesn't care. The ties hold, cruel and stiff, but he is relentless. Emily watches, blades sawing at the other side. The rope frays, snaps, and Chris slumps free with a muffled cry. Rex barks sharp, the sound ricocheting under steel beams. Emily jerks her head up, heart pounding. Will someone hear? Will the wrong ears be listening? She pulls Chris's gag loose, hushes him. "Quiet, you're safe, you're safe." His eyes flicker, heavy but alive. Rex circles, sniffing wounds, ears pivoting constantly. He is no longer just helping, he is guarding. Every muscle says, "Come closer and you'll answer to me." Tonight this ravine belongs to a girl and her dog. Emily and Rex move as one. She cuts, he pulls. She checks breathing, he warms bodies with his own. In the spaces between, she whispers prayers. "Keep them alive. Please, Lord, use us." It doesn't feel like she is 11. It feels like she has stepped into a role older than herself, a soldier in smaller skin. Rex paws dirt near Travis's wound, nosing at clotted blood as if demanding she see. Emily tears gauze, presses it hard against the thigh, and Travis flinches, eyes opening a crack. She leans close. "Stay with me." Rex whines, pressing harder against him, a four-legged furnace. Above them, the bridge creaks. A stone tumbles, splashing faintly in the river. The night presses heavier. Emily realizes help isn't coming unless they send it. She looks at Rex, heart hammering with decision.
Emily grips Rex's face, her small hands on his scarred muzzle. "Rex, go! Find help!" He tilts his head, ears pricked, as if weighing her words. She points toward the ridge where an old outpost sits, long abandoned. Her voice breaks. "Please, you're faster than me. Go." For a heartbeat he hesitates, torn between guarding and obeying. Then he bolts, claws scrambling up the slope, silhouette vanishing into black. Emily turns back, alone now with the wounded. She drapes her hoodie over Marcus, lays her body against Travis's side to share heat. "Don't give up. Your fight isn't finished." She prays louder now, voice carrying up to the stars. "Lord, send your angels. Send him back." Far away, Rex runs harder, lungs burning, carrying not just scent, but the weight of lives tied to his paws. The ravine is too quiet without Rex. Emily feels the cold press harder, the dark lean closer. She whispers to herself to stay steady, to stay awake. She moves between the Marines, touching faces, checking breath, whispering words of hope even when she feels none. "You're not alone. I'm here." She cracks her last thermal pack, tucks it against Travis, then folds her arms tight around his shoulder. She thinks of her parents,
of prayers whispered at bedtime. God, don't let me be too small for this. The night seems to answer with silence, but she feels something steady in her chest, a peace that doesn't make sense. She looks at Marcus, at Chris, at Travis, all slipping, but still alive. The desert wants to take them, but she, just a child, will not let go.
Rex's paws pound across the ridge until he finds the outpost, a broken concrete shell with a rusting siren box. He stops, nostrils flaring. Yes, this is it. His ears twitch to the desert silence. Then he rears up, jaws snapping around the frayed rope. He yanks, once, twice. A third pull rattles the sky. The siren screeches alive, groaning at first, then wailing across miles of canyon and sand. It's a sound Yuma hasn't heard in decades. Coyotes scatter, porch lights flicker on. Down in the ravine, Emily clutches Travis's hand as the sound reaches her. "Thank you, Lord," she whispers, tears cutting her dusty face. Above her, the bridge shivers in the wind. Hope has been announced not by men, but by a dog who refused to stay silent. In his kitchen, Walter Brigg drops his teacup when the siren splits the night. His hands tremble. He knows that sound, knows what it means. He grabs his coat and shotgun, muttering prayers. "Lord, forgive me, I should have trusted her." He limps to his truck, every old bone aching, but his heart burns alive with purpose. His granddaughter went into the night, and somehow he knows Rex led her to something more than coyotes. As the tires spit gravel behind him, he keeps praying, louder with every mile. "Keep her safe. Keep them breathing. Give me one more chance to protect what's mine." The desert wind howls around the truck, but the old man drives faster. Out there, a child is fighting battles she should never face alone.
The wail of the siren threads through Yuma's empty streets until it reaches Sheriff Hank Granger. He stops mid-step, hand on his radio. That sound doesn't lie. He slams his truck door, red dust rising as tires spit out of town. His headlights carve the desert dark, cutting across scrub and stone. The sheriff's face is stern, but his eyes carry urgency. He knows what the old siren meant decades ago. Someone needs saving, now. As his truck bounces over the clay ridges, his lips move without thought. God, guide me, guide them. Out here, it isn't just duty, it's life and death, and he feels the weight in every turn of the wheel. Walter's truck barrels down the same dirt trail, lights flickering on rutted earth. His knuckles whitened around the steering wheel as he mutters, "Lord, don't let me be too late." His heart pounds, not just with fear, but with guilt. He dismissed Emily's instincts, her warnings, and now she's alone in the cold desert night. He sees another pair of lights cresting a ridge, Sheriff Granger. The two trucks fall in line, engines growling like old war horses. Walter grips the cross hanging from his rearview mirror. He remembers every soldier he patched up, every child he ever carried home. Tonight, it's his own granddaughter waiting out there, and he will not let her name be carved into the silence of this desert.
In the ravine, Emily feels her body faltering. Her lips are numb, her small fingers stiff, but she doesn't stop. She leans into Travis, whispering psalms through chattering teeth. "You're not alone. The Lord is with us." She shakes Marcus, begging for a response. Nothing. She presses her cheek to his chest, feels only the faintest beat. "Please, God, don't take him yet." Rex has not returned, and the night feels endless. She curls tighter against the Marines, trying to give them every shred of warmth she has left. A tear slips free, hot on frozen skin. She looks upward through tears. "Lord, I can't do this anymore. Please, send help." At that very moment, faint beams of headlights crest the ridge. Hope is about to arrive. Rex bursts back into the ravine, chest heaving, paws bleeding from stone. He staggers, then collapses beside Emily, tail thumping weakly. His muzzle presses against her arm, eyes locking with hers. Help is coming. Emily gasps, relief flooding her like fire. The Marines stir faintly as the first headlights spill over the ravine edge. A sharp bark escapes Rex's throat, ragged but powerful, echoing beneath the bridge. Emily grabs her flashlight, waves it wildly toward the light, voice cracking. "Here! Down here!" Her cry slices through the desert night. The sound of engines grows louder, closer, stronger. The girl and the dog have held the line long enough. Reinforcements are finally here.
Walter scrambles from his truck before the engine fully stops. He slides down the slope faster than his old bones should allow, flashlight beam shaking. He sees her, Emily, cheeks raw from the cold, arms still wrapped around Travis Mercer. He falls to his knees, pulling her into his chest. "You did good, sweetheart. You did so good." She sobs against his flannel, whispering, "I couldn't leave them." Sheriff Granger arrives seconds later, kneeling beside the Marines, voice sharp and steady. They're alive. Barely, but alive. Walter cups Emily's face, tears cutting tracks in the dust. "You're right," he says, voice breaking. "God was with you." And in that moment, the cold feels just a little less cruel. Sheriff Granger helps lift Chris Navarro onto a stretcher. Walter and Emily steady Marcus, wrapping him in blankets. Travis clings to consciousness just long enough to catch Emily's eyes. His lips move, cracked and faint. 2 words break through the gag. "Good girl." Emily's tears spill faster, her small hand gripping his. "Don't quit now," she whispers. The sheriff signals into his radio for medevac. Lights flash across the ridge as more trucks arrive. The ravine fills with shouts, warmth, and movement. But for Emily, the only sound that matters is those 2 words, a dying soldier's gratitude. She strokes Rex's ear and whispers, "We did it." The dog sighs, leaning against her. The miracle is real.
Dawn edges the horizon as emergency crews haul the Marines from the ravine. The siren falls silent, its echo swallowed by the wind. The valley, once still and cruel, hums now with engines, radios, and voices calling orders. Walter watches Emily stand beside Rex, both covered in dust, both unshaken in spirit. Sheriff Granger nods toward her, eyes shining with something more than duty. "That girl and that dog," he mutters, "that's why these men are breathing." Walter squeezes his granddaughter's shoulder. She didn't walk out here alone. God walked with her. The desert, which once pressed so heavy, now feels alive, as though even the land remembers this night. A night when silence was broken by paw prints, faith, and the courage of a child. Later, as the sun lifts high over Yuma, Emily sits on the tailgate of Walter's truck, Rex leaning against her side, eyes half closed in exhaustion. Sheriff Granger approaches, tips his hat. This town won't forget what you two did. Some stories only heaven could write. Emily looks at Rex, strokes his fur, then lifts her eyes skyward. She whispers, "Thank you." The Marines are alive, the secret drive safe, the desert once again quiet, but not the same. Because miracles are not always thunder and fire. Sometimes they are paw prints in the dust, and a little girl's prayer spoken through chattering teeth. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. And if you believe God still works through loyal dogs and childlike faith, type Amen in the comments below.